Good morning, afternoon and evening everyone. My name is Liam and welcome to the first episode of our Sit Down Sunday series. This is just literally going to be like a podcasty series. It's literally just going to be me, my face. I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to talk to you about stuff that's happened to me during the week. General news stuff, so I'll probably be looking at my phone a lot just to see read up on bits and pieces, and it's just generally a relaxing thing. I just wanted to sit down and talk for 30 minutes like every week pretty much. So go get yourself your favourite drink or food or lunch or whatever or dinner, and feel free to listen to me ramble on about nonsense for however much time I decide to ramble on about nonsense for. Depends how much I have to talk about. We'll start things off with a story that happened to me this week. I'm recording this on the 1st of May, so it's actually being recorded today and going up today. Unless it goes up next week, in which case, screw the person who made my GFX for being late again. I'm joking. I love you, gameplays. So it's Sunday today. On Friday, when I finish work, because it's a bank holiday this weekend, and for those of you who don't know what bank holidays are, I don't really know what they are either, but for some reason, just every few months or every few weeks, we in the UK and possibly other places as well just get Monday off at some point, so we have a 3-day weekend. I'm not quite sure why that happens. It used to be a day where I think it used to be like banks used to be open all the time, so that would be the only time they would close. I think. I have no clue. But yeah, so I was at work on Friday, and we got an email at work saying, hey, because it's Bank Holiday Friday and everyone's been doing great work lately, you guys can leave at 1 o'clock today, which is my lunchtime. So everyone was like, yeah, 1 o'clock, 3-day weekend, half-day Friday, it was a damn good thing. So everyone's like rushing to get all their work done because everyone's got to do like a whole day's worth of work in half a day so they can leave at 1. But I got all my work done, I was getting ready to leave, and went and had my lunch. And on the way back from my lunch to go collect my stuff from the office, I ran into this lady. Like, I was walking past the bus stop, and there was a lady just standing there, quite an old lady, and she had like a crutch. She had a crutch. She was holding like a shopping bag, and then she had 2 shopping bags on the floor next to her. And I'm going to say a lot as well. That's just generally what I do. I'm sorry, I should really try and cut it out. I'm going to try and cut out my speech pattern because I hate saying it. Saying makes you sound so dumb. But I digress. Back onto the German lady. You don't know she's German yet, but she's German. She touched me. She just like tapped me on the arm. I had my headphones in, so I didn't really notice. And then she tapped me on the arm. And that's when I noticed she had her crutch and like a couple bags on the floor. And she didn't speak English. She'd later tell me she was German, but she didn't speak English when I first started talking to her. So she just tapped me, and she just went ooh, and like held the bag towards me, sort of. She couldn't really keep it straight out because she wasn't very strong, so she just kind of nudged it in my direction. And from that, I literally just said to her, "Oh, do you need help with your bags?" And she went, yes. And so I picked up her bags, and she went to carry one. And I said, no, don't carry a bag, you silly cow. Like, if you need help with your bags, just let me take all of them. So I started carrying her bags for her. And I assumed she was going to the bus stop. I assumed she needed help getting on and off of the bus with her bags, which is perfectly reasonable for some people. And she had a crutch as well. But we started walking towards the bus stop. And then she said like, oh, like, genuinely insinuated like, turn left here. So we turned left, and she wanted me to go to her house. So I had to carry her bags to her house for her. And her house wasn't that far away from where we originally were. It was about 5 minutes, maybe 7-minute walk. But because she had a crutch, and the pavement, the sidewalk, whatever you want to call it, is quite bumpy and uneven on that road, it took her like 15-20 minutes to do a 5-minute walk. So I'm literally just like dragging my heels alongside this woman, sticking my arm out every now and then to help her get over the bumps and make sure she doesn't fall over. She doesn't speak English, really. She says yes, and she said bus, because she knew I was going to get the bus. So she said, oh, bus? Like she assumed I was just about to get on the bus. And I said, no, fine, honestly, no problem at all. I got time. So I was helping her back to her house, carrying her bags. She keeps on touching my arm, saying, thank you, thank you. And I was going, no problem. She's going, no much English. I was going, that's okay, it's no problem. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking the whole time, I'm saying all this and she doesn't even understand a damn word I'm saying. But it's polite to say no problem and it's okay anyway. So we get closer to her house and she starts putting the key in the door to open the door, because I walked her straight to her door. And there's no point in just saying, like, when she gets to the front door, like, take your bags, and, like, just wander off, because she's not going to be able to carry the bags in the house either. So I was just going to carry her bags and put them on the side for her in her house. But she put the key in the door. I said, again. Stop! She put the key in the door, and as she was turning the key, she falls over. Like, not like, she didn't trip, or the key wasn't, like, too heavy for her. She just falls over, like she passes out, like she just went like, ooh, and like fell against the wall, and then just slid down the wall until she was like sitting on the floor. And I'm just standing there with these like 3 shopping bags, just like, can anyone help? So there's no one around us. I literally just dial 999 on my phone and say, hey, I'm on this street opposite this place. I'm not going to tell you guys because I don't want you guys to know where I work. I was helping an old lady with her bags, as far-fetched as that sounds, and she just fell while trying to get into her house. So the ambulance started saying like, oh, we're going to send someone to come get you. So they're on the way. I put the bags down, make sure she's okay, put her in recovery position, because I remember my first aid at work training from when I was a lifeguard. And then I start banging on the door of her neighbour, like, ah! And like, the neighbour comes out, and the neighbour's just like, what? Because I was banging on the door. So they open the door very rudely, they're like, what? And I was just like, and no words came out. She's like, and she was like, oh my god, it's Mrs. something German name. I don't know German names. She said something that wasn't German. So then the neighbour started hanging out with her, and I was like, and I said to her, I said, why is this woman like carrying the bags by herself if she can't do this 5-minute walk of bags by herself and she's got a crutch? And she said, oh, her son is out of town at the moment and she needed stuff and she had to go get it, and she's always just trying to do things by herself. She doesn't want to be a burden on anyone, which is really, really bloody sweet of her. Like, I find it so funny when people are like that, when they know that when they can't really do stuff, but they're like, I don't want to be a burden on anyone, so I'm just going to potentially kill myself so I don't have to bother anyone to carry my bags. It's quite fun, quite funny. So then nothing much happened after that. The ambulance just came, and they asked me what happened. They took her away. I didn't get in the ambulance with her because I didn't need to. The neighbour did, and the neighbour had her son's phone number, so she was calling him up and telling him like what happened, and I assume he was on his way back. But yeah, that's what happened to me on Friday. It's like my good deed for the day, pretty much. But it's quite crazy to think about. Like, I don't have my grandparents anymore. I never met either of my granddads. They both died before I was born. One of my grandmas died when I was like 6. So I didn't really have like the concept of passing away at that point. Like, I remember everyone being upset around me, but I wasn't really too upset because, like I said, I was still a kid, so I didn't really have that concept of like, this person's gone now. I was just kind of a bit like, oh, okay. And then it just kind of really didn't affect me in any way. A bit weird. But then my other grandparent died when I was like, how old was I? I was still in secondary school. I don't remember what year I was in. I think I was like 14, 15. And then that one hit me like a ton of bricks. But I always do like to think in the back of my head, like, it's not, I don't follow it all the time, but I always like to think, do unto others as you would like done unto you. And if I did still have any of my grandparents and needed help with their bags, I would hope someone would take like 30 minutes out of their day to help them with their bags, kind of thing. So that's one good thing. Now let's go into a bad thing. I spoke about this briefly on my Twitch livestream, so if you've heard this bit, you get to hear it again. I was sitting on the train. It was quite a sunny day, but it wasn't warm. It happens quite often in England where it'll be sunny and it won't be warm. So you'll look outside and you'll be like, yes! sunglasses, calling up the mates. Come on, lads, get the beers in. Let's get the barbecue fire and get a cheeky Nando's in a beer garden. All right. You put on your vest, you put on your shorts, you go outside, and you're like, fuck me, it's sheer cold outside. So yeah, happens a lot in England. So it's really sunny, but it wasn't warm at all. Even standing in the sun, you're like, I'm getting a cold tan, pretty much. But I was on the train, and a guy gets on the train, and immediately I notice him. I was just thinking, don't sit near me, because I don't like people sitting near me on trains. If I could sit by myself and there'd be like an area around me which no one was allowed in, perfect. I hate sitting near people on trains. But he sat directly opposite me, which was a bother. And he had a coat on, so pretend this is like my coat. Pretend this is his coat. And he had a shirt on that had, by the way, this is my shirt today. He had a button shirt on, and he had 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons undone. So the buttons were undone to like there, and this was all open. So he had a coat, and then he had the whole of his chest out. Didn't make sense to me, but I thought, hey, I've seen weirder fashion styles in London, no problem. He didn't have a single hair on his chest though, which makes me think he prepped for that. Makes me think he really planned it out in advance, like, I'm gonna get on that train and show everyone my smooth baby bottom chest. So that kind of, at first I just saw him and I was just like, you have a bad dress sense, but I can't really dislike you for that. He gets a phone call, pulls it out, starts talking really loudly. You don't need to talk loudly on the train. He's like, really like, you alright mate? Oh yeah, I just went to the pub last night, yeah. Ha 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 ha. Very loud, very obnoxious. And then I noticed his phone, his iPhone, number 1 doesn't have a case, you fool. And number 2 was pink. So, wax chest, open shirt, loud phone, pink iPhone. And then he pulls out a second iPhone. So he's got one there, and he's looking at one there. At this point, I'm severely done with this man. I just want him to leave my life and pretend he never existed. Then he puts his feet on the seat! Hold on, I don't know if I can probably do it on the camera. Let me try my best. So he's sitting on the chair like this, and then he just goes on the seat when there's people standing on the train. He's still on the phone, looking at another phone, chest out for everyone to see. Why? Oh god, it makes me so angry. It makes me so angry when people are just like, not different. You have no problem being different, I'm different. But it's like, just don't be a dick. Just don't be a twat. Really? Like, people are standing, take your feet off the seat. People are on the train, you don't need to shout. Not everyone has to hear your phone conversation. I don't really want to see your chest in the morning. Not particularly. That's not what I want to see. I don't like my eggs with a side of man chest. Not particularly. So that was that. So I've had one good thing and one bad thing. Let's go on to some news. Let's go on to some stuff that happened. What happened recently? Oh, Nintendo NX got delayed. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. I'm not a Nintendo fan. I know. Pokemon channel, not a Nintendo fan. The only Nintendo games I like are the Zelda games, really. Never played any Donkey Kong games. Oh, I have. I've played some on the Game Boy. But I'm not a big fan of Donkey Kong as a character, so I wouldn't really play his games anyway. Don't really like the Metroid games. Well documented that I'm not a Mario fan. Never ever played a Kirby game in my life. What other ones are there? Smash Brothers is okay if you've got friends. Mario Kart is overrated. The best one was Double Dash. Other than that, they were all sort of a letdown. What other games are there that I can shit on? Pikmin is crap. Animal Crossing's the worst game in existence. Come on, let's try and get 10. I need 2 more. I'm trying to think of Smash Bros. Characters. Star Fox is pretty good. I'll give him Star Fox. Star Fox is a damn good series. One more. Think of characters. Done Kirby. Pokemon said 4. Never played Fire Emblem, but I don't know if that counts as just Nintendo, really. I'm struggling. Oh, and Splatoon. Splatoon is terrible. Splatoon is not a good game. But yeah, I'm not a big Nintendo fan, but I saw a lot of people freaking out that the Nintendo NX, which was meant to be debuted at E3 this year, I think has been pushed back to next year. And basically has pushed back all of like the NX releases, or all of the game titles that were paired with the NX, particularly the new Zelda game that was supposed to be paired with the NX. So a lot of people are very angry about that. And I'm if it's a Zelda game, I'm a bit like, that sucks. I've never played Skyward Sword because I didn't have a Wii for the longest time. And then even when I did get one, I didn't like it, so I didn't bother getting Skyward Sword. I just sold my Wii. And then I got a Wii U, and I didn't like that either, so I sold that too. So I've just never played Skyward Sword. I need to watch a playthrough of it. So if anyone knows a good playthrough of Skyward Sword, like a good Let's Play of it, post it in the chat. I keep saying chat. It's because I was streaming yesterday. And I just always say post in the chat when I'm streaming, or talk in the chat, or chat. And now it's thrown me off the comment section. Post in the comments of a good Skyward Sword Let's Play that I can watch. Not just like someone who goes through it, but someone who's pretty funny and entertaining as well. But yeah, Zelda's a pretty fun game. Twilight Princess is the best one. Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time are kind of tied for me. Probably more Wind Waker than Ocarina of Time, because I never played Ocarina of Time on the 64. The only time I played it was when it came out paired with Wind Waker, because if you got Wind Waker, I think within the first 30 days of it coming out, you got Ocarina of Time and Master Quest on the GameCube. So I just completed Wind Waker and then done Ocarina of Time afterwards. So it kind of goes Twilight Princess, which is like the love of my life, Wind Waker, which was pretty cool, and Ocarina of Time just below it, just because I never had that childhood connection with it. Funny story about Wind Waker, actually. I got it for my birthday, which is June 11th. I got it for my birthday when I was, however old I was, 12 possibly. And then I completed it on my next birthday. So it took me exactly 1 year to complete Wind Waker. So that's pretty funny, pretty cool. But yeah, I should really play Skyward Sword, but I don't have a Wii. And I can't be bothered doing emulating rubbish. I don't even think you can emulate Skyward Sword because it needs motion controls, right? I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So that's that. That's stuff that's happened with me. Let's talk about the channel for a bit. Heart Gold Wedlock's still going on at the moment. I've got some of it scheduled to go up on the channel over the coming days. That's still going to be uploaded on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We got showdown battles happening as filler days for Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That won't be the case this week though. On Monday we've got Heart Gold Wedlock, which is going to be the next 2 members of the Elite Four. Tuesday is going to be my review of the WWE Wrestling pay-per-view, which is happening today, Payback. So if you don't care about wrestling, you don't really want to see, or you don't care about what I think about of the event, don't bother watching Tuesday's video, because it's just the only video on Tuesday is going to be me reviewing WWE Payback and what I thought of it and what I thought of the matches and stuff like that. Wednesday, I'm not going to tell you what's going up on Wednesday, because it could be Wedlock if we made it past the next 2 members of the Elite Four, or it could be something else if I lost on Monday's episode. So I don't want to spoil that for anyone. Thursday is going to be the shiny highlight, because we found the shiny Zorua on our Twitch live streams yesterday while I was streaming. So the shiny highlight for that is going to go up on Thursday. Friday again, same situation as Wednesday. I don't want to tell you guys what's happening on Friday. It might be Wedlock or it might be something else, depending on what happens in Monday's episode. Saturday, I'm hoping to get a new series started if I can get the thumbnail in time. I'm really pushing for this series to start because I want to start it soon, because I think it's going to be good. And then Sunday's going to be one of these again, pretty much. I'm also starting the Wonder Trade FFAs that I spoke about in one of my updates a few weeks ago. A few people are quite excited about that happening. So it's going to be a rotating thing that just happens. Like, I'll have 3 people on for like 4 episodes, and that'll be uploaded on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday. No, that'll probably be done Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and maybe a double upload on Sunday. So you might get this and FFAs on Sundays, possibly. And then once those 4 have gone up, it'll be another 4 with 3 different people. The way the Wonder Trade is going to work is we're going to have 6 Pokemon. We're going to Wonder Trade them all away. And then we're going to Wonder Trade them all away. And then go into the FFA with these 6 Pokemon, and you can pick 3 of them. And then after each battle, you've got to Wonder Trade them all away again. That's what I'm thinking of at the moment. So it's a little bit time consuming, a little bit more time consuming than regular FFAs, but then you don't have to worry about, oh, my Pokemon doesn't work. There's something wrong with my Pokemon. It's not valid. You know, they're all valid if they go through the Wonder Trade system. So that's what's going on with the channel. Onto the Twitch channel. I'm loving doing Twitch at the moment. I'm having so much fun with it. I streamed last night for near enough 3 hours. I made my throat really sore, so I'm surprised I'm even recording this now. But that was a lot of fun. Like I said, we found the shiny Zoroark. We don't get like crazy amount of viewers on the Twitch stream, so I have plenty of time to talk to everyone, which is fine by me. Because I pretty much see everyone's message on the chat, so I get to talk to everyone. And that's really nice. That's something I usually worry about with Twitch. Even when I was doing Twitch on the Pair of Exiles channel, when that one started getting a bit bigger, I always wondered and worried that when the Twitch channel gets bigger and there's more viewers in the chat, that the people who have watched me now, when I can talk to everyone, are going to feel like I'm leaving them out a bit when it comes to when there's a lot more people in the chat and I don't get a chance to see every message. So that's what I do worry about that. I would never want anyone that because like I said, I get like 30 viewers now on my Twitch channel, and if there's 30 people talking in the chat, I can read every message and talk to everyone and have a good time with everyone. But if there's like 100 people in the chat and everyone's chatting, then I'm definitely going to be missing some messages. And I don't want those 30 people I originally had to think, oh, now he's got this big channel, he's forgetting about us and it's not the same anymore. I don't want that to happen, really. I like the feel we have on the channel now. So it's a bit of a... easy now. Bit of a catch-22 situation where I want the Twitch channel to get bigger, but I don't want to lose the feeling that we have now on the channel of like togetherness, to put in a soppy after-school special friendship is magic kind of way. So let me know what you think of that. I'd be curious to know what you think of that, whether if you watch the Twitch channel or don't. If you don't watch the Twitch channel, I'd be curious to hear what your opinion is from an outside perspective. If you do watch the Twitch channel and you're in the chat quite often, I'd be curious to hear what your thought process is or what you think about on that as well. Like to hear what you would think, whether you'd be okay with like some of your messages not going through and just talking amongst yourselves more often, or whether you want it to stay like this as well and don't want the channel to get any bigger. That sounds terrible saying that like that, don't want the channel to get any bigger, but that's what it is basically. It sounds a really terrible way of saying it, but yeah, I'd be quite curious to know that. Do I have anything else to talk about? It's really sunny today. Probably cold outside, but it's really sunny today. I suppose I'm just in a kind of good place at the moment. I'm quite happy with I'm keeping myself very busy with YouTube stuff. So I'm keeping myself very busy with YouTube stuff. So that's good. Like Twitch, YouTube stuff. I've got so many videos recorded and schedule uploaded, and I've got so many projects coming in. I got my new Crobat picture. I got thumbnails coming out. Got layouts, new series, uploads every day. I'm actually having a really good time, and the channel's growing quite nicely as well. So that's good to know. That's quite fun to hear. I hope the channel continues to grow because I like spending time with you guys, or not spending time with you, but I like making you guys content, and the more feedback I get from the content, the more I want to make content, and it's just like that give and take part of the whole process where it's like I give you, you give back, then I give you more. That kind of thing. But I don't really have much else to talk about. But I do want to say this. If during the week or at any point at any time you see a news story, or you see like a game article, or you see something that happens in the world that's quite interesting, and you want to hear my opinion on it, or you want me to talk about it, feel free to tweet it at me at UnlawfulExile with the hashtag #SitDownSundays. #SitDownSundays. Hashtag it so I know that's what it's for, and then I can write it down and catalogue it. And pretty much everything people say I'll talk about. So if like Donald Trump one day decides he wants to start a war on Taco Bell, or if the Queen one day decides that she wants all rubber ducks eradicated from the UK and you want me to talk about that, then tweet it at me, say, hey, can you talk about this? Hashtag #SitDownSunday. And I'll talk about pretty much anything you guys want. Or even if just topics. It doesn't have to be just news articles or topics. Like if you want me to talk about anything, really. Your favourite TV show, my favourite movie, something that's just happened recently on YouTube or in the world, or anything. Just anything at all. Anything at all you want me to talk about. Just tweet it at me, hashtag #SitDownSunday, and I'll document it, write it down, and make sure it's included in next week's episode. So I'm going to wrap it off here, because I'm rambling a bit now, and I don't really have much else to talk about. I hope you enjoyed this series, guys. It's literally just been me talking for about 27 minutes, and it hasn't felt like 27 minutes at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, it's just a little podcasty thing. So it's just something you can watch while you're having dinner, or just put your headphones in and do stuff. You don't really have to watch the screen, it's just my face. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, leave a like and leave a comment and let me know you enjoyed it so I can know whether to make more or not. If you didn't enjoy it and you don't want to see any more, feel free to leave a dislike and also leave a comment saying I didn't like this. And then I just won't make them anymore. Give me your feedback so I know whether you like it or not. Because if I don't get any feedback, I'm just going to keep doing it. And that's going to make some of you angry and some of you not. So I'd rather know what majority decides. Thank you for watching though, guys. As I've already said, leave a like, dislike, comments, all that jazz. Thanks for watching. You're all fantastic. Love you all. Take care. Mwah. Bye-bye.